Alright, this is a blend door actuator for a 97 Lincoln Town car removal. Wasn't too hard, I don't guess. Had to remove all the bolts across the top here after you pop this panel out. And then you got the plug for the sensor for the lights for when it gets dark. You had dropped 4 bolts on the column. Had to remove the dash cluster and make sure that where the cable loops around underneath right around up in there, there's a little cable that gives you your park indicator, park, neutral, reverse, neutral drive and all that. If you break that, that's not going to work. I had to pull stereo, the passenger side airbag, this bottom plate that goes across here, which I just stuck on the floor, and I got a whole back seat full of stuff that I had to remove. And then this is the other stuff that I had to remove too, because you got to remove the kicks. You pry off the little black panel thing, and then there's Phillips screws in there, and then you got to take that kick panel off of there. And once you get all that loose, there's a couple bolts right there you got to take out. And there's a bolt right that goes in the bottom, right at the bottom of the dash. And then on this, let me walk around. Then on this side, there's a nut up in there. It's right. You see where the light's shining through in that hole? There's a nut there. Right down here, there's a bolt, and you got to take all the plastic part, and then the knee protector for if you're in a crash, and the four nuts, which are these right here. They were 13 millimeter. Down there at the bottom of the column, and you got to drop the column down to be able to slide the dash back. And then I started out by chucking the wheels and just drop the shifter all the way down. That way it's out of the way, and I don't have to worry about the car rolling away. And then once you got up in here, the blend door motor was right there. See, I had to unplug it, and it's there. And it got the little flap, if I can move it. This is the flap that changed from hot to cold. Well, this one was stuck on cold, no heat. So the assembly process is going to begin, and I just got to put all this stuff back in. Once I put the new motor in, I got to figure out how I'm going to get to that back bolt, because it had been changed before and they only had 3 bolts in it. So I really need to get this back bolt in here, because see how this one's broke? This tab's broke off. I don't really want to break this one off, so I'm going to see if I can get in there with a wrench and get that bolt out and get this back in. But it's all just a matter of putting all this stuff and pulling it out back together. I mean, I'm sure I missed some other screws and stuff, but other videos said you got to take that duck out of there. I didn't have to take the duck out. It just moved back with the dash. And I don't know. Wasn't too bad. Only took me about an hour.